Hopefully, this will be a quick take. YouTube. It's been a minute. The man, the myth, the juggernaut. Alex Lex is hitting you with the head crush. And I got something to say. Well, I'm on military duty right now, so today's my day off. And I'm going to the gym to kind of work off some anger. Freaking man, Kevin Smith. Those of you guys that were roasting Kevin Smith, I thought at first it was a reach. I was like, all right, we're in cancel culture. Folks are just being a little too. I'm gonna go on record to say I'm sorry. He didn't get roasted enough. This Masters of the Universe revelation was the hardest thing for me, is because there were some redeeming aspects of it because I wanted to like it. I've been a fan of the Filmation. Now, those of you who know New Gaming Order and all that, like me, Michael Hurdle, Tough Nerd Toys, we're of a certain age group, all right? We are the original fans of the Filmation production of Masters of the Universe. Now, granted, it didn't have a fleshed out story. It wasn't modular. It was episode to episode. That we didn't have a conclusive ending. And I'm going to say that they did. Matter of fact, I'm going to just put it out there. This is Masters of The Last of Us 2. That's what the hell this is. Again, repeat after me. Masters of The Last of Us 2. My goal, I'm thinking, I should just freaking spoil it. But it's not going to do, like, the way I got hit, even with Shinmore spoiling it inadvertently for me, some of the stuff, it's the way it happens. Like, let me focus. Kevin Smith did a disservice and disrespected the fans that grew up with Masters of the Universe. He slapped us to the left, to the right. What he did was a travesty. I'm freaking furious. That's why I'm going to the gym right now. I gotta work this off, because the first episode was great. It was like you're coming in at the peak of battle, right? That should have served as the conclusion to the Filmation 1982, 3 and 4. I think, no, the 83 to 85, right? So that I didn't have an issue with. I was like, that was cool. That was He-Man returning to form, fighting Skeletor, and man, but I mean, between episodes 2, 3, and 4, I was like, okay, it's the Tila show. It's the Tila show. All right, too easy, But man, when I mean Masters of the Last of Us 2, the people, like, there's gonna be deaths of key characters. One in particular is why the way episode 5 ended. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying not to go into juggernaut mode, but I'm trying not to cuss or whatever. But Kevin Smith, you are a piece of garbage for the way you wrote that. And Shinwar was telling me, you should see the post, the post video thing that he put on Netflix, talking about, we didn't just do something once, we did it twice. Kevin Smith and Neil Druckmann did the Patara rings or the fusion dance. I'm telling you, anybody that remembers the nonsense that happened with Last of Us 2, that is Masters of the Universe revelation. I'm freaking hot right now. I'm like, oh my God. And the reason why, that is a vast, like me and my mom, whether, you know, a little personal thing, me and my mom didn't have the greatest relationship, but I loved her to death, you know? And some of my best memories are when me and her used to watch Masters of the Universe together. So it's kind of personal for me, you know? And I'm almost like gonna call her while I'm here on active duty, like, and tell her what they did. Like, holy crap. For me, like, that brought me to a good time. And not to say it's anything, you know, I man, bro, that was a disrespect, a disservice to those who are fans of the original. Wow. I mean, there were some good things about it. The animation is on point. Some of the production value is mind-blowing. And that's the thing. It makes me want to like it. But some of the character choices, something that happened with King Randor and how he was responding, like he overreacted, and how he treated Man-at-Arms when something, a really significant event happened. You didn't even take into account everything that Man-at-Arms did. And then he was just, because of what happened at the end of the first episode, I'm like, holy crap. And then Tila overreacted. I'm like, okay, that was kind of them trying to force and shoehorn an agenda, just like Last of Us 2. I'm telling you, Masters of the Last of Us 2. Like with Joel and how they, oh my gosh, man. They took the Joel formula and everybody's getting that work. They were sprinkling it everywhere. Anyone that was attached to characters from the original, it's fair game. A lot of people ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it. I hate to say it, but holy crap, Kevin Smith, it's actually worse than what I thought. And the thing was, I was able to kind of give it a chance and say, hey, you know what? This is what it is. You know, just take it for what it is. By the end of episode 5, I'm just like, you know what? Throw the whole thing away. Just, matter of fact, they just erase this, you know? Whatever agenda is out there being pushed, you're seeing it in things like Masters of the Universe, Revelations, Last of Us, and other, like, oh my gosh, man. Like some of the plot twists and so on and so forth. They were doing good. They were doing good. Like, I was tolerating a lot of the decision making until the end of episode 5. That death at the end of episode 5 did it for me. I'm like, what? Like, you gotta be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. I was talking to Shinwar in the barracks on the phone. And I'm just like, you know, why did I watch this? Because it was a bait and switch. They hooked me in. There were some things I liked about it. And then, bam, they hit us with that at the very end. I'm like, wow, this is where they're going with this. Now, there's some things that are obvious. That you know, people taking on new roles and so on and so forth. But if a particular character becomes the successor of something, they have to restore or bring in, especially one individual back. Because Masters of the Universe and a certain character are one and the same. It's like you kill off. I'm gonna spoil it if I make any analogies, but holy crap, Kevin Smith, this ain't it for you. I'm telling you. If the next few episodes don't undo one particular thing. Now I get, you know, they were taking inspiration from the Masters of the Universe movie and so on and so forth with Skeletor, securing something, that I didn't have an issue with. It's what they did, how he got it, and what he did to someone to do it, which was like, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Furious, I'm triggered. So I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna get my Vegeta training on. I'm gonna listen to I Need a Hero and work this off. But be forewarned, they messed this up. Kevin Smith, you're done, bro. The man, the myth, the juggernaut, Alex Flexes. I'm gonna go flex in there. I'm out.